Okay, so that always gets me. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Calibus Ran the Dar'manda, and with me is Dakar, the Wolf, the Marshal of Fasta. And as usual on Tuesdays, we get together with the First Lady of Fandom from the 757 Geek Fandoms and the Cosmic Portal, Ms.Liz. Ms.Liz, you were showing Dakar and I some models. If you would please like to share that with everyone. The D7.
And I painted it and the whole bit. I don't know whether you can see the sparkles. Can you see the sparkles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
So you know this thing is older than dirt. Because I made this thing, when it came out. Whatever it was, in the 70s or whatever.
That's just tight.
And then, of course, we all know the story of my poor Enterprise.
I don't think I can look at it again.
I know, it's so heartbreaking to see the Enterprise like that.
Oh.
That's what's
Look,
left.
I feel like Scotty. Let's get some parts and get this baby back together.
And it's been wrapped up ever since, and I haven't had the heart to. So there's the proof.
Just heartbreaking. Just heartbreaking. Well.
Now, do you want to see the two things I got?
Oh. Well, yeah, go ahead. Let's see what you got.
Okay. I got that.
Oh, you got
I
Quill.
have spoken.
Yes.
You got Quill.
I had to have him.
I don't blame you on that.
And this was something new. They just put this out. And I saw it and I had to have it.
Oh, now what is that?
Those are the original concepts. That's the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
Down at the bottom. Now, I don't know what that red one is, but Death Star, X-Wing, TIE Fighter.
But
those are the concept ones. Yeah. I own that Millennium Falcon one.
I think this one is from when they were, in the hangar bay or whatever, and they were, doing that kind of thing. Because that's what it looks like.
Huh.
There's a little bitty driver in there too.
Oh man.
And then we've got the things to put them on stands.
Excellent.
That's what I got.
Very nice.
That's the official unboxing. That's on the boxes, and then I cut the boxes up.
There you go.
Today's the day where we put everything out, because tomorrow's trash day.
Just like us, I put it out to the curb, and then the heat advisory kicked in. Wasn't prepared for that as I did my morning stuff this morning, and it just, oh God. And I know
heat advisory.
Yeah, heat advisory.
Really? How bad?
Well, let's put it this way. Right now, it's 92 degrees.
Okay.
Right at this second, and it is 6 o'clock. And it was
we
like
are sitting
all day.
We are sitting 95 degrees with a feels like temp of 108.
Well, it's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow.
Yep. Our next couple days are supposed to be absolutely brutal here.
And they're talking about big thunderstorms and all that kind of stuff. So, did everybody have a good 4th?
Uh, my son came home.
I know you
On
were
the
you
third.
were
Yeah, I
talking about
was.
that a lot.
He walked in, and all I could see was this outline of this man in my doorway, in my bedroom doorway. And he's lucky I didn't have a gun. When I realized, because I looked at it, and I'm like, that shape. I know the shape of my son. You know what I mean? So I'm like, whoa, what is that? He's like, Dad, and I'm like, oh. And my wife kept saying, "Is this a dream? Is this a dream?" So he and I, went back to what we were doing as father and son. We did a little drinking, watching some of the Marvel stuff, and it was great. And of course, being the young adult that he is,
Mm-hmm.
do you mind if I go with my friends? I'm like, you're a grown man. You go, go with God. If you're going out there with your friends, just be smart. Don't get in any trouble. You know my rules. Don't bring the law to my door, and you're fine. So, other than that, we cooked. We cooked the hamburgers, the hot dog things, and just chilled out and watched TV. But I'm
we
having a
did
great week. I'm having a
we
great
did
week.
all that on Saturday. We had the big cookout and party for Alexander, who turned 4, and we did all the family stuff on Saturday, and then Sunday we pretty much chilled after cleaning up, the residues and mess, and ate leftovers. And yesterday we pretty much chilled until the evening, and we had a fire. If you read my post on Facebook of the spectacular, we didn't have to go anywhere. That's how great the fireworks were. Somebody, like 3 different areas, spent a small fortune on aerial uh, fireworks, and it was impressive. I mean, it was like going to Mount Trashmore or downtown Norfolk or whatever. It was that good, and we had
Oh,
it in 3 different spots in the area, in the from my house where we could see it, and there were all like 4 of the houses in my little curve. We all sat in the yard and or stood in the yard and watched most of it. Uh, we watched until about probably 9:30, a little bit less, a little bit more, something like that. Uh, we had to get the kids in the house, so they went in the house. I watched for a little bit more. Then I said, "Well, I got to go finish Independence Day because I was watching it." And so I went inside and I watched the end of Independence Day and listened to all the booming and carrying on outside. So I didn't see it all, but I did see quite a bit of it. And it was spectacular because the one group did stuff on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and like I said, they must, but they saved the best for last. Oh my God, it was. Yeah, we didn't have to go driving down to Mount Trashmore or figure out, parking and walking and crowds and all that. We just stood there in our yard and watched this fantastic show.
yeah, that's the only thing I'm still kind of weary of. I have to be honest with you guys. I'm still weary of crowds. I'm still weary of people. Um,
I just hope the cops and apparently they never showed up because they were still shooting till almost 10 o'clock. So, and they were shooting for quite a while. So,
oh,
and it was pretty darn good, I'll tell you right now. So they must have spent some serious cha-ching.
most deaf. So I guess we should start talking about Stargate.
Yes.
One of your
You,
favorite actors.
well,
He started. MacGyver.
Yeah.
He was the main reason I started watching Stargate. It's because of Richard Dean Anderson. But I then learned to like a whole lot of the other people in it. Mainly most of the main cast because I met all of them. Got autographs from all of them. And that brings us to the tale of the bears.
All right. Let's get into it. Tale of the Bears. Go ahead, Miss
Tale of the
Liz.
bears. Okay. I was going to Dragon Con and I was totally decked out in my Stargate uniform and I wanted to have a teddy bear to go with my uniform. So I did a Jack O'Neill bear. Uniform and all, name tags, the badge, everything. And okay, let's pull him out first. Jack. It's gonna take me a second. They're all stuffed in the bag.
You take your time, Miss Liz.
There's the doctor. There's Vala. There's Daniel. Aha, there's Jack. I found him. Of course, when I made this bear, he was still a colonel. He hadn't been upgraded to general. So his hat is still. There he is.
Look at him. Got the little badge and everything.
Got the badge. You know,
Oh
got
my.
his patch. It says he's SG1. There's his name tag. And of course his hat with his rank on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my. That's just awesome.
Okay, that was the first one. And I thought, well, he really needs a companion. So we took him down and I thought, well, he really needs a companion. So I did Daniel with his archaeological. And then there's his archaeological hat. It's got his SG1 badge, his outfit, you know, because he's all decked out to go do his archaeology stuff before they started making him wear the uniform. And that's Daniel. And I took them down there, and they were a major hit. And then the next year I went, we found out that there were several other people that were going to be down there at the time. So we made their bears to go to meet. Oh, and by the way, they're all signed. They all got signatures on the.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
From the actors.
That is cool.
Yeah, Jack is signed twice. Matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
He's got Samantha's dad signed him. And I think he's signed by somebody else. But anyway, that's him. So we found out that General Hammond was going to be down there. I can't show you Walter's bear because he's upstairs because he, after years of wear and tear, his head started coming off.
Ah.
But he had Walter was all dressed out in his Air Force uniform with his ranking and the whole bit with his badge, Walter. So we did Walter, we did General Hammond. There's General Hammond, who absolutely loved him, by the way. Thought he was spectacular. I mean, he was quite fawned over by everybody. That's General Hammond. And it's Don Davis signed his name right there, right underneath General Hammond. And that was
Very
the one and
cool.
only time we got to see him because we lost him before we got to see him again. But we got to go party with him.
Wait.
We went to a big
Yeah,
party.
wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute.
We got the party.
party with General Hammond.
Yep.
Come on, give us the deets. Give us the deets.
Okay. We got invited to this party because of the Bears. And General Hammond was there. Eric was there, who played the head of the people that, on the at the planet, the first planet they went to. He was Daniel's father-in-law. He was there. He was there at the party. General Hammond, Don Davis's publicist, she was there, who, by the way, was absolutely over the moon, gaga over the Bears. I mean, she was just whoa. And there was Christopher Judge there. I think he was there too. We had like 3 or 4 people at the party that were from the Stargate. So, and it was a party and it was quite fun. We all sat around and chit-chatted and talked, took pictures and autographs and stuff like that. And had a really good conversation with Don. Found out why they were limiting him on filming and whatnot. He got diagnosis with a bad heart, which eventually did take him. And so that's what happened. That's how General. Then, okay, there's Daniel. Where's Tilt? All right, where's Tilt? Oh, great. I don't know where Tilk is at the moment.
But
he's around here somewhere. But anyway, when we were seeing Daniel down there, we knew his wife. I'm not sure whether they were married yet or they got married after they met each other in Stargate, and she took over the doctor's spot.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We had. See, there was the original doctor. And she left because she wanted to do some other filming or something. That's Dr. Fraser, Janet.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's got her jacket with her name on it and the whole bit. I made all the girls cats, by the way. All the female characters are cats. All the male characters are bears. Okay? So that's Dr. Fraser. And I don't know where Tilk disappeared to. Oh, he's around here somewhere. And okay, what have we got here? And that's Daniel's wife. It has her character. She see Dr. Lamb. She was General Hammond's daughter, by the way, in the series.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Michael Shanks ended up getting married and having kids.
Wow.
So that's her. I will have to do some searching to find. Tilk seems to be on among the missing, but he's around here somewhere. Okay, and then we did Samantha. And yes, she has a hat that has her major insignia. It's around here somewhere. But see, there's her badge.
Those are nice, Ms.Liz. Very
Yep.
nice.
I love them.
See, everybody's cat. All the girls are cats.
They even have little shoes.
Oh yeah, they got the whole bit. Okay, now there's some. I just found Samantha's hat. Now there is a story behind this particular one. When we were down there, and Walter, when we ran into Walter and General Hammond and Tilk and whatnot, and the very nice gentleman who played ball, he was one of the Gaul, okay? And he noticed that everybody had a bear but him. And he turned into a little kid and wanted to know why we hadn't a bear for him.
He had bear envy.
Oh, he had serious bear envy.
Oh, that's just great.
Oh, he was just over the moon that everybody had a bear but him. So I went home and I made him a bear. Unfortunately, we never got to show him his bear because he didn't come back down to Dragon Con later on. And you know what happened to him. He died in a car accident in Canada, like, was it last year or the year before? Something like that. It was a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was in a car accident in Canada. Really nice guy. He was in a lot of other stuff, too. Yeah, I think he was in Superman, Smallville.
Oh, yeah.
And he was also in that other series, The Town, that God, I can't remember the damn town, and I watched that whole series. Where the town was, everybody was scientists and whatnot, and then they had
Eureka.
Yeah, that's it.
Eureka. Yeah.
Eureka. That's the name of the show. Well, anyway, I made him a bear.
Oh.
And you notice he has his own little gold worm in his chest.
That is.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Which generally gets stuck into his shirt. But remember, one of his characters was dressed up in the pinstripe suit when he came to Earth.
Yeah,
he was hiding and whatnot. So that's how he ended up in the pinstripe shirt instead of a gold outfit. And then
that is just awesome.
And of course and Tilk is when I find him, I'll show him to you. He has his entire SG-1 outfit. He also has his own staff weapon, which Marcus made, by the way. And of course, he has his worm for quite a while until he went on Dratonin, and then we got rid of the worm. And he had his own crest on his head. We did the Jafar crest on his head. And he was the most popular. You saw that picture, that one Jafar going crazy about the bear? Well, that's Tilk. And he was the most popular of the bunch. He was the one that got invited to all the parties. Everybody wanted to hang out with Tilk. And of course, Tilk, Christopher Judge was. That one's double signed too. Daniel signed it, and Christopher Judge signed it. And then we were down there, and you notice his eyes glow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just like a Goa'uld. That was it. That was an interesting trying to figure out how to make his eyes glow like that.
So what'd you do to make his eyes glow?
I used this reflective stuff that I got from the art store, and it sparkles, and it's kind of like a green glowy, and I just painted it over his eyes to make his eyes glow.
Very nice.
And
Definitely interesting.
And then one year, Vala came down. She was there, the actress that played Vala. That particular year, we had Michael, we had Christopher Judge, we had Christopher, Daniel's wife. They were all down there that year that we had the big story with Christopher Judge and the furries. They were down that year. And you remember the furries.
I remember that. I remember that.
Well, they were all down there together on the same row. And then one of the other ladies, Virginia, who I knew, who was basically managing them at that point because she wasn't acting anymore. She was doing more managing. And because I knew her. Vala, the lady that played Vala, was very, very pregnant. Okay?
Okay.
And I was basically, and we'd already made her character up, so we figured we were going to get to show her the character and whatnot. But then we found out she was pregnant, and Virginia said, don't bug her, don't, because she's pregnant and so on and so forth. And she saw that Chris and Daniel and his wife all had bears, and they were all, and they were all, and she was just having the best time. She had the Daniel bear, and then she was messing with him, doing stuff with him and being silly. And I said, well, we made a bear for you, but we were told we had to, don't bug you. She's, oh my God, she says, what do you mean? I want to see it and bring it down here now. I had to go upstairs and get Vala. We made Vala, Vala was, her character was kind of like kind of slutty. And whatnot. Well, that's how we made her.
Oh, slutty bears. Here we go.
The bows come out. But we had her bow. We got her dressed in black leather. But Vala would have been dressed around in black leather.
Oh,
with
Look
at that! Look.
the jacket, the whole bit, and of course the badge, and she went absolutely gaga.
Oh my God!
Oh, she was just over the moon about this, and then she started doing crazy things with Vala and Daniel.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, she was having Daniel and Vala doing kissy scenes and huggy scenes, and she was just, and she was just having the best time messing with the bears.
Wow!
Oh my!
So she, so they, so Vala and her little wig. I got her a wig and put the wig on it, and she's got jewelry, and I mean, like I said, she is dressed to the nines to go clubbing or slutting or whatever Vala does, before she started running around in SG1 stuff. This is, when she first showed up, she was. I gotta reposition that bow. But yeah, that's how when she first showed up, she was quite slutty, if you know what I mean. So that's how her outfit came about. Is
oh my God!
And you know how she is about, and you know how she was always hitting on Daniel.
Yeah.
Even now,
And you made all of these yourself. That's
I went out. The outfits we kind of made. The bears I went out and bought. All the bears I either got them off the internet or I found them. And that includes the cats and the whatnot. Every single last one of them. And then I just modified them. And Vala was very popular. And then I started on a Sheridan from Stargate Atlantis. I was going to do a wolf one for him because he was a wolf. We said, let's do a wolf or a German Shepherd or something for his character. And then the show got canceled and everything just kind of went. So that's the only one. The German Shepherd's the only one I ever got made for for Atlantis.
Oh.
Well, I have Tilk around here somewhere. I don't know where he is. I felt he was with everybody else, but apparently not. So he's hiding somewhere. But yeah, he's got the crest and his own little weapon. The staff weapon. Marcus did a really good job of building up that staff weapon, and then we did the clay molding type thing for his crest and stuck it to his forehead. And then, of course, he was dressed up to the nines in his SG1 outfit. And then he had his own little worm, which you want to know where the worms came from?
Yeah.
We went to a fishing place, and we used tackle worms from the tackle. The fake tackle worms that they use for fishing, that's what we used.
See that's nice. I mean, you use what you had around you, and I think that's a great thing for cosplayers. Use what you can.
Oh my God! The bears were just absolutely paparazzi to death down at Disney. Down at Dragon Con, they were extremely popular. I mean, even people who didn't have anything to do with Stargate, celebrities, won pictures with the bears. Oh, they got
That's awesome.
paparazzi big time. Um, um, they got invited to a lot of parties. Uh, like I said, they got. Oh, and I did one for. The gentleman who took over Daniel's place for a year.
Yeah.
I did one for him too. Which is probably where him and Tilk are probably hanging out in some bag somewhere else, hanging out together. So that's pretty much it as far as the bears are concerned. I'll
Wow.
find them eventually and I'll show them to you because I know they're here somewhere.
So, Ms.Liz.
But that's the story of the bears. That's how I only started out with just one or two. I was just doing it to go with my costume. And then I kept running into the celebrities, and they all won bears of their own. And then after I had like three, Sam and Tilk and Daniel and whatnot, I said, that's when we found out that General Hammond was going to be down there and Walter was going to be down there and whatnot. We thought, well, that would be a perfect pair to make up. So we did. And that's how Mr. Ball, he was sitting next to Walter and he gave me those puppy dog eyes.
That bear in me. I just.
That's so awesome.
Oh my God.
So I went home and I made him a bear. And unfortunately, I never got to see him again to show him his bear. Because I did bring it down the next time we went down. But he was supposed to be there, but something happened and he couldn't make it or something. He probably had filming or something. Job opportunity.
Yeah.
Which is what usually happens. So he never physically actually got to see his bear. But everybody liked him too. And look at his spats.
I love the little shoes on the
That
bear.
is so awesome.
The spats and the whole outfit and because Marcus and I were trying to figure out how we can put the snake in. How are we going to do a snake? And I said, well, why don't we get some worms from the fishing place? And it works. And like I said, Christopher's one has got in his. He's got one too until he went on Tertonin during the last couple of seasons, and we took the thingy out. Yeah, we had to make him. But yeah. And that's everybody. That's everybody. I'm sure there is somebody there around here somewhere. Oh, there's somebody's shoes. All right, who's missing their shoes? The shoes are in a bag. But yeah. I could go upstairs and get Walter, but we'll have to be very careful with him because his head goes.
Oh no, that's not necessary. But what was your favorite? And then I'll let the car ask a question. What was your? Well, we all know O'Neill was your favorite character.
Then Daniel, then Judge,
Really?
and then once I met General Hammond and got to really know him and Walter, I got really attached to them too. After I got to meet him and know him and whatnot. But as far as the villains are concerned, I like Ball. I like Ball, and I liked Bacchus, who the actor I got to know rather well, and he only got to be in a few episodes. I think they actually ended up killing his character off later on, but anyway, yeah, because we had quite a few Ga'wools.
Yeah.
And I only did the one. I didn't do any of the other Ga'wools. Too much work.
Too many worms.
Yeah, right.
Well, the worm part was going to be the easy part. It was getting the right costume and everything, because they read, those Ga'wool, they certainly they wore some rather elaborate outfits.
Right.
Oh, and before we go any further, just give you an update. On the 13th, I will have your shirt run through to get it ready to send out to you and everything else, because it'll be coming to your house, of course. So you wanted our Galaxy's Edge style shirt. We're going to make sure that you get that. Like I said, on the 13th, we'll go ahead and have that started. And then once I get the information, I'll send you the tracking code for it so you can track it yourself and da-da-da-da.
Well, I'm sure it'll show up. All the other shirts have showed up.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'll make sure of that. You know that. But we also, the car and I also, like we say, want to really thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to share your wealth of information, because not everybody gets inside the fandom like you have for that many years, that are just, as I got older, I got into the con scene a little bit later in life. I think I was 20 or something like that. But you've run the gambit of most of the fandom, and to actually have you tell me about some of the things and some of the people, it just blows my mind. You know what I mean? So I want you to know that, we really appreciate the time and effort that you come on and share that. And it's just an honor to have you here.
I'm just sad I never did a bear for Jacob. Sam's dad. Man, he was an incredible actor, a really super nice man. And I'm sad that I never got to make a bear for him. But I got his autograph. I got pictures with him. He's signed a bear. So it's not his bear, but he signed a bear. Because at the time when I ran into him, the only one I had was the Jack O'Neill bear, and he signed that. I hadn't even planned on it getting a signature, and he did it. So that's how the bears started getting signatures. Is he did it, and then everybody else wanted to sign theirs too. So, the only one I don't have a signature for is Sam, because she never came to an East Coast convention.
Oh.
She was over in London. I know she did one in Canada, and she might have done one in California, but I'm not sure. But she never did a thingy over in East Coast. So the only reason I have her autograph is because somebody else got it for me. And I had a friend who was going to the London convention, and I was going to give her the Sam bear to get it signed, and it just never happened.
Oh.
So, Ms.Liz, we're hearing about SG-1 and Atlantis. I want to know what you thought of the actual movie that we had, obviously, before we had the series. Oh. Yes, with Mr. Russell.
Oh, I love that one. I watch it. I've watched it many times, and I love the actor who plays Daniel. He was fabulous. And then he
Mm-hmm.
went off to be playing that villain in the Blacklist.
Yep.
I watched all the Blacklists up until the last season. I got bored. They just kind of went off the deep end, and I stopped watching.
You're muted, sir.
He was also in Wolf with Jack
Yes.
Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Huh.
Yes.
I
But
forget
yeah,
his name.
I love the first movie. I think they did a fabulous job, and then it really kick-started the show. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think that the person they ended up with, Michael Shanks, did a fabulous job as playing Daniel. I mean, he's, I got a story about him, how he ended up getting into acting.
Okay.
Oh, do tell.
Yes. Years and years ago, when Richard Dean Anderson was still doing MacGyver, and there was a filming, and Michael Shanks went to the filming, and he met Richard Dean Anderson at the filming, and as a fan, and he says that's how I got into it. He says I really liked it, and I wouldn't be surprised if Richard didn't have anything to do with the fact he ended up on SG1. You never know.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, because I think Stargate was probably his first really big gig. Now he just does voiceovers or something or other, something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Christopher Judge wasn't that his first gig too.
Yeah, I can't recall him in anything earlier than that. He started doing all like the directing and producers credit, and now he's, like you said, now he's doing a lot of voiceover work. He's the God of War, that particular video game franchise, and it's bonkers because I can remember when it first came out, everybody wanted to be Kratos. Everybody wanted to be Kratos. I liked the first couple of games. I didn't get to play the last game that was out, but I loved his little story. And then, at the end, he got a new family, and but it shocked me that was his voice. I actually caught the behind the scenes for it, and I said, "Oh man, that's Tilk," and it just, crazy how things work out.
And the fact that we got 10 seasons is really hard to pick your favorite episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I have a couple.
Okay. Well, what are your couple of favorites?
Well, I really, really like Wormhole Extreme. The one that they did the spoof off of, they had the guys come in and they did the spoof off the SG1 sort of kind of thing. And then they had those aliens, what's his name? That one actor. He was adorable because they had been, feeding him all that stuff. So he didn't know he was an alien and whatnot. I thought that one was really funny. And then the other one that really gets me is the one where, O'Neill and Tilk got stuck in that time loop. And they got to do all kinds of things because they would start the day off and they would.
And then he started golfing through the Stargate.
He went in my backswing. and then he kissed Samantha, and I think it's so funny that after getting stuck through that loop and the loop, he wouldn't touch Cheerios ever, Fruit Loops ever again. he was eating oatmeal. And Daniel kept asking him the question, well, what do you think? And then always started up again.
Yeah.
And Odile says, and I never wasn't really listening the first time around, even after I couldn't tell him. But I'd say those are my two favorites. There are a couple other ones. The Knox. Oh, I love the Knox one because it's got Armin Shimmerman in it.
Yeah.
I think I like anything with Armin in it. And we're going to have a lot to talk about when we get to start talking about Buffy. I'm in third season now. And I just found out there's 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going, I'm just at the beginning of third season, I'm going, oh God. And I've been writing down on cards everything I want to ask questions about.
That's such a good series. That was one of my favorites. And of course, the spinoff with Angel. I went out and bought
Angel. When it was out, I saw Angel.
I bought the DVD set back in the day. Yeah. Came in a nice little book and everything else. And I think my kids watched one episode, and I think either TNT or one of those channels would play it before they went to school. But it was like an hour before they would get up. They would actually wake up to watch that show before they went to school.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind, that they had that type of attention span and
Yeah, because Lord knows they blew it before they went to school.
Right? You know what I mean? And then, what kills me, though, is my daughter is just now discovering Star Wars. And I'm blown away by that, because I'm like, really? With all the stuff that I talk about and all the stuff that I do, you're just now watching Star Wars? And I was like, what about all the times that I was asking you guys to sit down with me? And don't you remember, Dad? We got up. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. They had no interest in it. Now they're taking an interest in it because she watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and now she wants to know how all this came about.
Yeah, she wants all the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, my youngest still has no interest. Sadly, he's into the Fast and the Furious franchise, and that's something Daddy just can't do. They're in outer space. They're fighting subs, and I can't do it. I just can't.
Because we got like 10 seasons of Stargate. So, and the only ones I've really watched over and over are like the first 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Because I really like that ones. I watched all the way up. I watched those all the way up until Daniel leaves for his hiatus. For the 1 year he went away, and then I watched Jonas because I like Jonas. I like the actor Jonas. He was a really sweet guy, by the way. Fun to hang out with, and he loved his critter. And he thought it was very sweet that I made him a critter for him, even though he was only on the series for 1 year. And it's just hard to think how many episodes you like, because there's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed the first 4 or 5 years where we were constantly getting into mischief and going up against the Goa'uld and whatnot. And so on and so forth. And of course, absolutely love Tilk's mentor, Master Pratak.
Yeah.
I think he is, and he's a superhuman being anyway, but I love going and seeing his stuff, and I can never pronounce his name. That's why I still call him Master Pratak, because he's got a mouthful for a name, and
There's nothing wrong with that. But we are coming to the close. We're almost about to hit the hour mark, Miss Liz. I want to thank you again for being here with Dakar and I. Every Tuesday is the First Lady of Fandom Day. So whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to unbox, we'll do it here.
And Wolf, have you watched SG1?
I have. I've caught. I haven't watched it all the way through. I can't even lie. I did not watch all 10 seasons, but I have watched here and there. It wasn't one of my favorite go-tos. The movie, absolutely. I just watched it last week, actually.
I know. I can watch that movie over and over and over and over.
Well,
but I love it because I love Eric. He is.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just a fabulous actor.
I agree.
He Galbus. He plays Daniel's father-in-law. His name is Eric. His first name is Eric.
I think I know who you're talking about now. Yeah.
And also, he is in that new series called The Chosen. We've already done the first season. I know they finished the second season. I think they're taping the third season. I have not gotten to see the second season because COVID happened and it never came out on the television, as it were. They finished it, but they never got to broadcast it. And he plays a rabbi, one of the master rabbis in the Sanhedrin, and he does a fabulous job. And he basically, because of running into Jesus and his disciples and everything, and he had an open mind, he pretty much went over to their side, if you know what I mean.
Converted,
yeah. He really got zapped converting when he found out about the miracle. There was this young lady who, by the way, is Magnet, playing Magdala. Jesus, the lady that was
Lady Magdalene,
the evening, and she had serious problems because she had a lot of demons and whatnot, and he had been sent to relieve her of her demons and was unable to do so. So he basically left her in the same condition he found her, and then a year later, or 18 months later, something like that, when Jesus had cured her, he ran into her in the street and was totally, 1 minute it's a really good series. It really is a good series. But I know there's only 2 seasons out right now. For sure.
Okay.
And it's called The Chosen.
I might have to check that one out.
Yep.
But our time is up, Miss Liz. We will see you next Tuesday.
And I will find Tilk and whatnot and show him. And, he's got to be here somewhere.
Right.
And
Definitely.
I don't know. We'll have to figure out what we're going to talk about. Do we want to talk about more Stargate episodes, or do we want to talk about something else?
Well, we come up with something. I mean, your repertoire of fandom is long and wide, so it's there. And like I said, the Wolf and I enjoy hearing these stories, firsthand accounts of the fandom. So
Yeah.
it's a win-win for us, no matter what. But I want to thank everyone here for joining us. I want to thank you, of course, First Lady of Fandom, and Wolf. Take us out, sir.
Well, like Calvin said, we want to thank everybody and thank Ms.Liz. As always, I have enjoyed myself and gone back into my teenage years with this one. So I really appreciate sitting here and talking with her and everyone else. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you again for joining us, and we will see you all soon.
Well said, sir. Have a good one, folks.